On August 1st, 2024, thousands of Nigerians took to the street nationwide for the hashtag End Bad Governance protest, a 10-day campaign fueled by growing frustration over their economic conditions, soaring living costs, and dissatisfaction with government policies under President Bola Tinubu. The protest brought out deep-rooted issues like corruption, police brutality, hunger, unemployment, and inflation, which has surged to over 32% at the time. The movement, organized by coalitions including Youth Rights Campaign, Take It Back, and various rights groups, listed 15 demands. These include lowering fuel and food prices, reducing government costs, ending corruption, releasing detained activists, and safeguarding civil liberties. In response, the government called for dialogue but also used force, which resulted to at least 24 protesters killed, with hundreds arrested, some facing severe charges like treason. Widespread incidents of violence and disruption affected cities across the country. Many of those detained still remain in custody 1 year later, and families of those killed or missing have yet to receive justice or compensation. 1 year later, the cost of living in Nigeria continued to soar, with inflation rising to around 35%, food insecurity deepening, and unemployment staying high. Many analysts and protest organizers state that conditions for ordinary Nigerians have gotten worse, not better, since the protest. Fuel subsidy removal, naira devaluation, and high utility costs have further strained household budgets. The president's administration defends reform, like ending subsidies and launching infrastructure projects, claiming they are necessary for long-term economic health. But critics argue these policies, which have said not elevated the suffering of ordinary citizens or address the protest's central demands. Trust in government remains low, with ongoing reports of corruption, lack of accountability, and continued police brutality. Civil liberties are seen as further eroded, with detentions and restrictions placed on protest activities and activists. The protest ignited a broader conversation on the need for institutional reform, including judicial, electoral, and regulatory changes that could promote transparency, accountability, and economic opportunity for all Nigerians. Rights watchdogs like Amnesty International spotlight the absence of justice for victims of the crackdown, no significant prosecutions of those responsible for abuses, and little government compensation for affected families. Well, today, protest organizers and civil society groups are holding remembrance marches and demanding justice for victims. The renewed calls for lower living costs, good governance, and economic and political reform. The sense is that the struggle for a better Nigeria is far from over, with many urging continued engagement, political participation, and pressure on the government to enact meaningful change. 1 year after the End Bad Governance protest, many Nigerians feel their conditions have deteriorated. The more, while the movement raised critical awareness and compelled public debate, most of its demands remain unmet, reinforcing a collective desire for genuine reform and accountability in Nigeria's government. Follow us on all our social media platforms at Fact News Africa and Fact News Hausa.